Good morning. This is Jeff with 123 LLC, Zoho Partners, advanced Zoho Partners at the moment. Today's topic is CRM email templates. You can use CRM obviously to send email to leads, contacts, any module with an email address. The templates can be pre-built, can be sent out through automations, they can be sent out in bulk, they can be sent out in response to other actions using workflow. So I want to show you today how to use them and then a couple of use cases. Let's get started. We'll go to our CRM system. Go to the setup gear. Under customization, you'll see templates right here. First, we have to build the templates. Most of today will be about building them, a little bit about using them. We have three kinds: email templates, inventory templates, mail merge. Email templates are the ones we're going to show today. Inventory, just so you know, these are kind of built in. If you use the CRM finance modules, which I prefer to use the Zoho Finance Suite itself, it's part of Zoho One, a little more full featured. So we don't use these modules very often, but they are templates for the finance side. And then in the mail merge, these are usually Word documents. Like if you want to merge contact data into a contract, it doesn't have to be a Word document. Zoho uses Writer, obviously, but it's a word processing document. And so you can have mail merge templates over here, email templates over here. Templates are organized into folders. You can create your own folders. If you're going to have a lot of templates, you probably want to have folders. Put your marketing templates here and your lead response templates here, however you want to do it. We are looking at all templates right now. Zoho comes with a single template called the Big Deal Alert. It's on the Deals module. We're just going to leave that there. We're going to create a new template. The example I want to use today is we're going to have a lead response template. When we get a new lead, we want to reply with a template thanking them for hitting the website or inquiring. So you first have to pick the module that this template works with, and that's because we're going to be merging fields off of this module. So all of your standard modules are here, and custom modules are, I think we had properties is a custom module on our pretend system here. So any module that has an email address in it will probably show up in this list. Pretty sure you can use any module. So we'll pick leads. Go next. Zoho gives you a bunch of templates that you can start with. Business templates, celebration templates, follow-ups. We'll pick one of these templates. Normally, I prefer to start with just a blank template and build it. Once you have a template, you can clone it. So you kind of spend a lot of time on your first template, getting all the company information right, getting your logos and colors the way you want them. After that, you can just clone those. They have some basic 1, 2, 3 column templates here, pictures, show you how to build all that. But for now, I think we'll just pick this marketing event notification, select it, and you get brought to a template builder. As a first-time user, it's giving me a little tour. I'm going to skip all that because we'll give you the tour. At the top, you're going to want to give this template a name. So I'm going to say new lead response. The subject will be the subject line of the email that the lead will see. So this is something customer facing. You're going to want it to be, thank you for reaching out to us. I'm going to show you one of the concepts that's kind of important here is the idea. It's down here in the bottom left, merge fields. I could actually put in here, if I wanted to, the lead's first name. I would just hit the pound sign or hashtag sign. And then in the lead, any field that's in the lead, I can drop into the title or the subject, as well as I could drop it into the template. We had created a custom field called lead quality. I could bring that up, but I'm just going to use the first name. And then I'll put a comma space. So that's our subject line. The template itself is what I call these little sections. So there's a text section here, and I could just I could delete it if I don't want to use it. I could clone it if I want to make another section just like it. And also just come in here and start typing. So I would not say dear last name myself. I would probably put hashtag first name and put in here your body. I'm not going to spend a lot of time writing this. Everybody gets this. Thank you for visiting our website. There is a hashtag down here. If I hit this, I showed you that all of the fields relating to the lead are here, but I also have some other fields. I could pick fields from the lead owner. So if the lead is owned by a certain person, salesperson, say, I could go to the lead owner section and put that person's name in here. It's a little bit of a clicky interface, but and I could put that person's phone number in here as well. So the lead owner's phone number and their email address. Where is this information kept? It's important if you're going to use these fields. Let me take a moment to divert to that, because if you don't do this first part, the lead owner stuff will be blank. If I go to CRM again, I'm going to open up another one. In CRM, not in Zoho 1, but in CRM, you'll go to the gear. As an administrator, you will go to users. I have 2 users in my system. The super admin is Jim, and the other user is Alfred. If I click on Alfred, I can click on this little pencil here. And in here, I have his email address, but you see, I don't have his phone number. So if Alfred were to own a lead, I have nothing to put on, I'd want to put a phone number in here. And if I wanted to put their title in here, because let's say that they're a regional manager or whatever, I would want to fill this in. So let's do that. There's some other information I could actually put in the owner's street address. I'm not going to do that today, but I think you get the idea. Is if you're going to use owner fields on a template, you need to have that data stored, and this is where you store it for each user. You put in their contact info, because that information doesn't exist on the lead, it exists with the user. So I come back here and maybe I'll put the lead title right here. So again, I'm going to the lead owner and title. So where it says company name here, I can actually, let me just delete this, and we'll say I want to put my company logo at the top. I come over to the components here. I can pick pure text block. I could pick just an image block or image plus text. There's buttons, we'll show you that. We'll pick just the image. So I click on it, I can have 1, 2, or 3 across the top. We'll pick one. I can drop it between these blocks anywhere I want. I'm going to put it at the top right there. This image is blank. I could put an URL to the, let's do that. Let's see if I can do this. Go to the 12.3 website. I have a image right here. I'm just going to copy the link address and put the URL in here, and that is the address. Well, that's just the whole site. Oh, image address. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. I could also upload a file off the computer, but this is our default logo. So if it changes on the site, it will change on our templates. You can also bake them into the templates. Now that's a little big. So up here, I get a little toolbar for the image, and I'm going to make it medium. And I'm going to center it. And that's how you put an image on there. I have a section here, a couple other sections that you might want to put in here is spacers. You see they use a lot of spacers in these templates that they gave us. There's a gray spacer, a white spacer. I can put a table in here if I wanted to put that on the template. So this is standard template design stuff. The important concepts are that you can drop in lead information, lead owner information, show you some other things. Actually, the organization, our company name, who created the lead, who last touched the lead. Anything really related to the lead can be dropped in here, not just data off the lead module itself. So we'll just take this out. I'll save it. You can preview it. And this is what it looks like on a desktop. They also can show you what it looks like on a phone. You can send a test email if you want to see what it looks like on your device. Again, there's different mail clients. Some people use Outlook, some people use Gmail. Things might render differently depending on the client that the lead itself is using. It's good to test it on a couple of different email systems. I should have put in a company street down here, company information, but anyway, I will save this. And it's asking you what folder do you want to save it to. I will just put it in public templates, but I could create a new folder. In fact, I will call it lead reply templates. I can share this folder only with me. If it's a template no one else is going to use, I could give it to everybody in the business, or I can pick selected users. I only have 2 people here, but I could let Alfred use this template as well. Again, marketing might have templates that they don't want everyone using. We'll make this available to everyone. So we now have a new folder called lead reply templates, and the lead response template is here. If I want to edit it again, because I want to make some changes, I just click on the pencil and I go back to work. You can click on it. And by the way, once you start sending these out, there is an analytics section here. Zoho will tell you how well this template is doing, how many people open it, how many people might click on a link or a button in there. And then if you change it, they'll ask you to put a version number on it, and you can actually see how you're doing, how the version 2 was better or worse than the version 1. So there are analytics that come with these templates. You can see how they're being accepted. So that was the creating of a template. Template building itself, I think most people know. It's just, where is it in Zoho? How can I merge fields onto it? So now let's use a template. If I get out of setup, go back to CRM, I'll open up a lead. Here is Mike Christopher McLeod. And I can now send him an email. I could just start typing, but I can also insert a template, and all of my lead templates will show up here. I only have the one. I can star it if it's a favorite. The star leads stay at the top of the list, just in case I have 100 lead templates. And you see it dropped his name in here. It says your sales contact is Jim Smith, all of Jim Smith's information, and then I could send it. So that's how you send a template. Also, if I go back to the leads list, I could click off multiple leads or all of them. And when I check these check boxes, these buttons appeared. So under send email, I could say pick a template, and I can send all these templates. I could say schedule it for later or send them right now. I can pick who to reply to, which is me, but I could also say just reply to whoever owns the record. And I could then also set up a follow-up action to call them in 3 days. That's just a task. The important thing to notice down here is that there are limits as to how much email you can send out per day. And the most common version of CRM that's out there is the enterprise version. It's the one that comes with Zoho 1. You can send 1,000 emails per day. with this system. It's usually more than enough in most cases. You can get more if you need. If you want to send out mass amounts of emails, Zoho has an application called Zoho Campaigns. You can send out 100,000 emails if you want. We will talk about that at a future time. I'm not going to hit send because this is all demo sample data. You can see the email domain is no email.invalid. They wouldn't send anyway. And that's how you build a template and then send it and use it. The last thing we'll talk about is automation. I'm going to do automation again. That's another whole topic. It's worth a number of sessions, but real quickly, if I just wanted to send this automatically, I didn't want to have to look at every lead and manually check it. I could create a workflow rule. This is more for concept. I'll do it for leads. New lead reply. Giving it a name. The little red stripe means this is a required field, so you got to give it a name. This is a trigger and action model. So when will this workflow work? I'll say when a new lead is created. And then I could do it every time, but I'm going to actually put a condition on here that says the email is not empty. Because if it doesn't have an email, I don't want to try to send something. So it's got to have an email address. So this is just a condition. And then down here, I can do an email notification. And I have to create what's called a notification. I'll just say new lead. I will send it to the lead's email address. And then down here, I pick my template. And there's my new lead response template. And again, I can have them reply to the lead owner's mail. And if I save and associate this rule will now run whenever a lead is created. It's turned on. I can turn it off if I don't want to do it. Just deactivate it. But whenever a lead is created, it'll fire off that template to the lead. I'm going to turn that off just in case in the future I forget it's there. I think you would want to have some kind of approval process, which we'll talk about later, to not reply to every lead because some leads are garbage. They're junk. But we have now built an automatic reply that can go out whenever we get a new lead. You might want to say lead source is website. So when the lead comes from the website, you have one form. But if the lead source came from a trade show, you would have a different form template. That's kind of common. And so just to summarize, we created templates. Here's our lead response template. Showed you how to use it in your CRM system, manually sending emails to people, or you could do it in workflow automation. So that is our topic for today. Zoho CRM email templates. You can send 1,000 a day, can be part of your automations. It can be a very important part of staying in touch with customers. Next week, I think we're going to talk about using these templates in a new feature called cadences. So there's more you can do with these templates. Definitely worth learning. I want to thank you very much for watching this. My name is Jeff. I'm with 12.3 LLC. We are a Zoho partner since 2014. And the website is 12.3.com, all spelled out. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next week.